Okay, I was asked to take a look at Alekna's right leg, so I want to try to focus on just this right leg here on his throw. And what you can see here is his thigh, the knee, shin, the foot are all in the same vertical plane. I've always described this as kicking with the side of the foot and sweeping it in, but I don't think I'm going to do that again because what I'm seeing is he keeps that same plane. All he's doing is rotating it right here. He's not kicking that foot. It's all moving together. So I actually was trying to practice this, and it was a lot easier to think about it just as the entire leg moving at the hip and rotating. See how his hips are going from facing the camera to now facing the throwing direction. So all he's doing is rotating around this left axis here, that leg. So the foot's not getting ahead of the shin or the knee. It's all staying in the same plane. That just makes it so much simpler. Um, well, when people ask me to review these things, I learn myself too, and that was just really eye opening. It just makes it when you watch him throw. Obviously, you see his action. It's it's so simple and so smooth. Okay, so here he is, and he's continuing that turning all the way to here. So he's basically done 180 degrees with the hips from here to here. And look, it's the same plane. He's angled a little bit. He's landing on the outside of the foot, but he's basically in the same plane. That foot hasn't and knee hasn't gone past this vertical line. So all he did was hold this position here, this lower body, and rotate it. All right, so he's got this angle so he can get his hip on top of the foot here. And of course, he doesn't want to get his upper body thrown forward. So we're continuing to look at the right foot and the right leg, I guess, the whole right leg. And you can see it just maintains its rotation. Same plane. Now the hips are facing 12 o'clock, and so is the thigh, the shin, the foot. Here he's got 180, 270, and nothing's changed. It's just it just makes it so simplistic. And as you know, he holds this position. Chest is facing the throwing direction. He just holds that, maintains everything until he gets about right here. Okay, so we saw him land on the outside of the right foot. We're trying to stay with the right leg idea. You can see the bend here. The hips are staying close to the foot vertically. And then he just rotates on those toes. Left toes are down. And you can see the hips pretty close to the foot again. The knees are pushed out. Let's take a look right here. Pushed out over past the toes. And you can see the right foot never stops turning. Because if he's trying to maintain this plane with his thigh and the shin and foot, and he's trying to maintain that plane with the thigh coming out perpendicular to his hips, and he is just basically holding that position the entire time, then you would expect it to be the same right to here. And it pretty much is. At this point, like I said, the right foot never stops turning, except right about here. Foot's aiming about, say, about 10 o'clock or so. And that's when the knee starts driving ahead of the foot. And then you'll see the heel come out a little bit. But if he was turning this foot, this heel would continue to come outward, but he's not. He's right. So I don't think he's really thinking about the foot at all. I think he's just driving the knee forward, which is going to drive the hip, which is the ultimate goal. And the foot is just kind of following along. can see right here, the toes are bent on the shoe, so he's got something pushing against there. And here he gets to the vertical foot, keeps the knee low, and he's extending that left leg just about here. And here's the position where you want to be, where the knees are almost side by side. Okay. If your knees are just about side by side here, before the right foot starts to really move forward, that means your spacing here between your feet is right. If your feet are too wide, you'll never get that right knee turned and be even with the left knee right here. Okay, so if some of your throwers are having some trouble there and their feet may be too wide, this is one way to test it. Just simply try to rotate the right knee and they extend the left knee and see if the knees come up side by side pretty much right here. Okay, so that's pretty much it. He's coming, he's just following through. Hope you learned something. I know I did, and I think this is just fascinating to watch how he keeps that knee and thigh perpendicular to the hips, and nothing's really moving. It's all just rotating and staying the same all the way around. That is just incredible. So I'm not going to think about this as being like a soccer style kick anymore, and except for the term that you want, the intent where you want the foot facing the camera in this case, with the leading with the inside of the thigh and the foot. But the drive is really just rotating around without kicking that foot around. Okay, if you learned something, if you found this helpful, please share, like, and subscribe. Thank you.